Hello friends. So this video will be very useful for those who are searching for a job. They're trying to find a job in the software testing field. Especially this is very important video. Whoever wants to enter into software testing field, then this video will be very useful. Do not skip this video. Try to get as much as information from this video so that your journey in finding a job in the software testing area will be very easy for you. So before I provide complete detailed processes how you can get into a testing job. So if you guys have not subscribed to Testing Shala YouTube channel, then please click on subscribe and bell icon so that all our future videos will be in your inbox. So let us understand. So basically in order to get a software testing job, normally in any IT companies, normally they prefer to have a at least basic degree qualification, basic minimum. The degree can be even Bachelor of Arts, BCom, BSc, BCA, MCA or BTech and so on. At least IT industry expect at least you should have one decent degree. The more the technical degree, then higher the chances of the getting the job in the IT industry is very high. For example, if you have a degree in computer sciences, BC computer science, BCA computer science, then engineering or MTech and so on. People normally they do give preference to these people. The bigger companies normally prefer to get the people who is having a very good degree. The good degree in the means because this is more of a technical role. They normally prefer to get the people like BCA, BSc Computer Science or any engineering degree or MTech degree and so on. But still small companies, startups, they do prefer even the people who are trained as well. Certain bigger companies, they will even hire BA, BCom as well, where they will absorb for the lesser salary and they'll train 2 or 3 months continuously before they put into the job. When you're entering for IT profession or a software profession, they expect at least you should know certain basic aspect about computers, like operating a computer, opening a browser, opening an application, working on the databases, working on the web server, application server, working on the mobile apps, at least opening, logging out, logging in, walkthrough of the application. You should have certain basic skills like MS Word, Excel. You should have good experience in software development lifecycle, SDLC, how the overall process works from requirement gathering till to the maintenance. From requirement gathering, then we have a high level design, detail level design, then coding, then testing, then maintenance and so on. The overall life cycle of software development you should know. So if it is waterfall model, the SDLC looks to be different. Then if it is agile, the SDLC would be different. Normally these days everybody prefers to be in agile, hence at least get an idea both how the waterfall model works, then also how the agile methodologies works, and how being a software tester how you can contribute as part of these SDLC life cycles. At least the basic concepts of overall SDLC you should know. That is the second aspect, because once you know the overall software development perspective, overall how the software industry really works, then the third is where we'll be focusing on the particular area which is software testing, because here we are focusing on certain niche skills which is software testing. They do expect at least you are well versed in the all the concepts of software testing, which could be your principles or it could be your testing techniques, types of testings. You can talk about how you can understand the requirements, how you can ask lot of questions for the requirement clarification, how you can design the test cases, how you can write the test cases, how you can execute the test cases, how can you log a defect, what are the various processes involved in logging a defect, how can you attend the various meetings like stand-up meetings, what are the review meeting will happen, so on. So at least you should have well versed in overall the testing concept. At least theoretically they expect at least you guys know all these aspects. That is the third thing which normally they expect. At least being a person who is trying to apply for a job in the software testing world, at least people they expect at least this guy is really understand theoretically at least this guy knows what is all about. The fourth step is because you guys are because you're trying to get into a software testing job means software tester being a software tester you should have certain skills. Being a software tester you should have a special skills such as you should be a very good listener, you should be able to ask questions. Why I am asking is especially when you are going and attending any user requirement clarification meetings, they will try to explain you the overall requirements for you. Whenever you are not able to ask the right questions, when you are not able to understand the requirement, then how you can write the test cases, how you can go and execute the test cases, how can you log a defect. So that's where you should have good listening skills and at least you should have good communication skills where you can talk to the various people and get as much as information possible. It would help you to write the detailed test cases. You should have good troubleshooting skills. Being a software tester, you should have a good troubleshooting skills. Why I am telling this skill is because you should go and help the developer once you log a defect whenever the issues pops up then you should be able to debug where actually the issue is coming out. You should be able to trace the log and you should be able to identify where the issue is. So that kind of the analytical skills, debugging skills, all these kind of skills you should be well versed and you should have a good writing skills, especially this comes handy whenever you are writing test cases, whenever you are writing defect reports where people expect you should write a decent test cases where if anybody execute those test cases you should be able to easily able to understand the test cases and is able to execute the test cases. That kind of skills you should have it. Even if you don't have it, at least build it yourself. All the preparation, all the learnings, whenever you have spare time, whenever you're trying to searching for a job, learn all these skills. The skills can be you can learn, you can build these skills. These are not rocket science. These can be built and you can be adopted as well. The testing certification. Next thing is testing certification, especially this is very important for those people like BA, BCom who are less prioritized. For them, if they are coming with certain certification, let's say ISTQB, you have done an ISTQB, then your profile normally stand out compared to any other profiles because they expect this guy is not just a BA, BCom, he also completed ISTQB certification. That means at least you will have all the complete knowledge on all of software testing. Then at least organization companies they feel we can put him we can with a few weeks of training we can put him into the job. Even engineering graduates, other graduates also can do this certification. Normally whenever you're trying to do a certification that always give an edge compared to others because that help you to stand out in the crowd when they are trying to filter thousands of resumes. When they see the certifications, not many people normally do the certification. If you have done that kind of certification, definitely your resume will stand out in the crowd. Acquired all the knowledge theoretically till now. Now it is a time to go and apply your knowledge in certain field. How you can go and apply your theoretical knowledge in any place means get on to internship jobs. So normally many companies they offer internship positions. Try to find out that kind of opportunities they'll give for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months also certain companies they will give. Try to get those opportunities, grab those opportunities, help them, even if they are giving lesser salary, even they are trying to give, you need to work for free, do not hesitate on it. Part of your career, you should gain as much as knowledge, as much as skills possible, or whatever the way. So hence the taking up the internship roles are very crucial, and get these roles and get as much as experience possible. That is really going to add lot of value in your resume and in your profile. Second, next type of aspect, let's say after you completing internship, maybe you have taken one or two internship in certain smaller organization or a bigger organization for 3 months or 6 months. After doing so many internship, the next opportunity is you can really try certain places, really you can get a good amount of money, which is freelancing. You can market your experience, whatever you worked as an internship, right? Whatever the way you worked in a certain organization for 3 months or 6 months, you can use that experience and you can apply for freelancing jobs. You can apply for certain freelancing jobs. There you get a lot of exposure, lot of testing activity will be done. Maybe go for a lesser salary as well, lesser price jobs as well, so that you will get lot of experience, lot of practical experience. That is very much crucial. At least have certain mentors in those areas, work for lesser salary, get as much as knowledge as possible, because in order to get into a testing job, the knowledge is very crucial. The more the knowledge, more the skills you have, the higher the chances of the getting the job is very high for you. Get that experience as well. When you have practical experience, then your resume becomes very solid, because you have to build the portfolio. You have to build the portfolio, because in order to stand out from the crowd, you need to build the right portfolio. Just if I say, I just completed my degree, now I'm looking for a job. Which one is interesting? I have completed my degree. I have also taken certain courses. I have also taken certification. I have also worked in internship. I have also worked in certain freelancing projects. Now, which one gives more weightage? Just a fresher, or by doing all these things? Which one gives lot of weightage? This one will give lot of weightage, because you are not just come out of the college, you also done various things. You learned all the SDLC, you learned all the testing concept, you also taken some certification, then you have done a lot of research in how you can improve the testing skills, then you have taken internships, and also you are applying for freelancing jobs, and you have done a lot of freelancing jobs. Then definitely this kind of profiles will be given high priority or higher weightage. Follow whatever the steps which I just discussed now. Once you have done all these things, you can build your portfolio. Because why I am trying to say do all these things is, so next thing is what you should do here is, once you do all those things, the next thing is itself, you should come up with a very beautiful resume, because you need to update your profile in the LinkedIn, because the LinkedIn is the place where everybody will go and search what kind of person is, what is his history, everything before the hiring or before in the interview itself, they'll try to find your profile in the LinkedIn. You can understand. So why I am saying you need to build the portfolio is, that would help you to build the right profile in the LinkedIn, and you can put all your experience or whatever the things you have done. Even when somebody sees that, it's good, because you have built a good profile, good testing profile in the LinkedIn with all the data backed up, because with certain experiences either from internship, or it could be certification, or it could be from some freelancing job, then it is a good chance for you. It is a very good chance for you to market very well in any interviews. Once after your resume is prepared, the next step here is we should prepare, because till now whatever the things you have done, so now the next thing is you should prepare for the interview. before applying, it is not just applying for the interview. Before that, at least you should do a lot of homework in preparing for the interview. What you should do here, go through all the frequently asked questions, go through all the questions, and also prepare how you can answer to those questions. Do a lot of mark up yourself, read the questions and start preparing how can you confidently answer those questions in a confident way. That would help you to get the confidence. The once if you get the confidence, the next job here is you should build the networking as well, because once you're able to see yourself a confident way, then you start approaching all your friends, all your colleagues, or all your batchmates, whoever available as in your network. Start reaching out and start communicating that you are looking for the job, you are looking for a software testing job. From some of your networking, you may get some hints, some connections, or some information you may get it. There is a job in that location, or there is a job in this company. Then you start applying it. One is you apply through your networking, and another thing is you apply through consulting, or you apply through any job portals. You try all the combinations, because you are doing all these things after doing lot of preparation. You have done lot of preparation, lot of things you have done. Now you are trying to apply the job. When you are applying the job, definitely you will get a interviews. Why I am saying why you will get a interview calls here is because your profile is, you are built very strong, your testing portfolio you are built very strong, and you are backed up with a certification, you are backed up with your experiences. So because of that, definitely you will get a interview calls. When you once you start getting interview calls, then please attend those interviews. Please attend those interviews in a very confident way. You attend those interviews in a very confident way. Sometime you may fail in one interview, two interview, four interview, 10 interview. Do not lose the hope. Do not lose the hope until you succeed. You will definitely succeed. 11th interview, 12th interview, or 15th interview will become a very expert on how to answer any questions in a confident way. After each interviews, just walk through, just do a lot of learnings from those interviews, then start practicing it, then again go with a lot of confidence in the next interview. That would give a lot of boost to you. Do not lose the hope. Till you get succeed, till you find a job, you have to keep doing this. You have to keep doing this. You need only one job. You need only one job. That's it. You just need one job. Why to worry? You will definitely get it, because you have done lot of preparation. You have backed up everything. When you are losing the confidence, then that is the end of the world. You should not lose the confidence. You should keep trying till you succeed. I am hoping at least you guys got a clear idea how to get a testing job. In order to get a testing job, what are the things you should do? What are the preparations you should make? If you do all this preparation, definitely you will get a job. You will definitely get differentiated from other folks who are not done lot of preparation, not done lot of homework. With this, I am ending this video. I am wishing you all the best in finding a new software testing job. So if you guys really enjoyed watching this video, and if you guys feel that this video was very useful, then please give a thumbs up to this video. If you guys are not subscribed to Testing Shala YouTube channel till now, then please click on subscribe and bell icon so that all our future videos will be in your inbox as and when we publish our new videos. Thanks for watching this video. Bye for now. Take care.